Hi everyone, welcome to the Movieception Show. My name is Fariba, and earlier today we actually just got our first trailer, or at least teaser trailer, for the upcoming movie Clayface. If you're not aware, that's actually a DC movie that's, I believe, under the James Gunn DC universe. Now, I'm not too familiar with Clayface as often, or I'm not too familiar with who he is, aside from the fact that I know at least that he is a Batman villain. So, but I do know for a fact that this upcoming movie is going to be rated R. It's going to be a horror, which is a very interesting way to go. I know Marvel tried to do that a little bit with Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and but I can see how this would really work with the DC universe. But I believe the trailer that we're actually about to see is going to be the same one that they played at CinemaCon last week. So I'm very curious to see what this movie is going to be like. I mean, so far, James Gunn's reign as the DC head has been going well so far. So, but yeah, without further ado, let's get right down to watching the first teaser for Clayface. Whoa. I think that's the best way to describe this. Whoa. Whoa. I did not expect it to be this dark, but for a teaser trailer, wow. Compliments to Mr. James Gunn right there, because I'm intrigued. Now, I've heard a lot about Clayface a lot. Like, I have a buddy who, of course, talks about Clayface all the time. I've seen a couple of the set photos in the last year, but because I don't know much about Clayface, I didn't know how to really react to the whole news, as well as the fact that there's a movie about it. But I'm very intrigued, because I know we don't necessarily always get a lot of horror, comic book, superhero kind of movies. At least it's not the norm per se. But this one looks really intriguing. Like, I mean, right from the start, I mean, it's so haunting just to see the look of Clayface. Now, I don't remember the character's name. I think it may have been Adam. I could be totally wrong. But the fact, I mean, I think from what I can, if I can remember, is I believe he's an actor, but then something goes wrong. You can tell something went wrong, like he must have been attacked or something, and that's how he eventually becomes Clayface. And so that's just the general gist of what I know about this character and what this movie is probably going to foretell. I believe it's being described as a body horror as well, so I'm intrigued. And I think after having seen the first trailer, I think it's already has me intrigued to see what this movie is going to be about, because I've never heard of Clayface ever in my life. But I do know that, again, that he is a Batman villain, and I wonder if this is probably going to be interconnected in a way to like what's been established or what's being built in James Gunn's DC universe, just because I know that that's now his baby that he's now in charge of, although we'll see how the whole Paramount deal goes. But even that being the case, I have to say, I have to give props that they are willing to go and take some of these risks, because I think that's one of the things that has been lacking a lot with a lot of superhero related movies, especially when we're looking at the Marvel universe, because right now there hasn't been a lot of risk, or it hasn't been done in the sense that there is a lot of quality into establishing how they set up those movies, whereas this one's like, you can tell they're a little bit more like they were a little bit more delicate with how they're going to execute it, with especially with some of the scenes that we see. Like, I mean, of course it's just like quick snippets here and there, so there isn't really a whole lot to deduce from this trailer. But even then, I think just from the first impression, just getting this first look of who this character is, because I'm sure a lot of us are not so familiar with who Clayface is. I mean, yeah, we know who Batman is, we know who Superman is, but we don't know who Clayface is, and it's definitely a bold choice to have a movie dedicated not just with any kind of villain, but one about Clayface, which we've never really seen a version before. Maybe there is, but not in a sense that has been memorable. And so I'm very intrigued. I want to see how this goes. I know, again, I think there's a lot of faith for James Gunn that he can really build this whole world and really rejuvenate the reputation of the DC universe, as I know it's been a little bit iffy in the last decade or so, especially because of Zack Snyder, and again, the previous era. But I think so far, I think it's looking good. I know we're having Supergirl this year. I believe Clayface is coming out October, as I said on the trailer. So we have a lot of DC content coming out. I know we have Avengers Doomsday coming out at the end of the year. We have Spider-Man in summer. But this looks really interesting. I mean, I know this is just the first teaser, but so far, I mean, I'm kind of hooked. I'm very curious now. But yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot to really kind of, break down with this trailer, because, again, I don't know too much about the character. But again, first look right there. Looks really interesting. I don't know your thoughts, especially for anyone who has read the comics maybe. What do you think about the first look here? Again, it's being described as a body horror. What are your impression about this? Do you think this is a risky thing? Or maybe has this trailer already, proved any naysayers wrong? What do you think about this execution? What do you feel about what we got so far in terms of the first look? Could this be establishing something, especially because we were supposed to be having a Batman movie, although there hasn't been as much progress with that, unlike the other stuff. But even that being the case, I don't know your thoughts below. Let me know your comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe.